Kathy McDonald with Massachusetts Horticultural Society, and today we're at the Gardeners Fair at Elm Bank. The Gardeners Fair is an annual event at Elm Bank where we have different plant societies and vendors come in to sell their wares. And what's really special about it is the people with the plant societies are experts in either hosta or cactus or rhododendrons, and people looking to buy things can also get some terrific information on how to care for them. Once again, Allendale Farm is here as our tomato seller, and we have hundreds of varieties of tomatoes for people to buy. We have children's programs, and we have trolley dogs here serving hot dogs for lunch. So it's really an annual event, and I'm thanking those people who came today.
Today, lots of different planty-type organizations are represented here, and what we have is the New England unit of the Herb Society of America has their annual herb plant sale here. Everything from A to Z. We have native plants, we have trees, things that are used for culinary purposes, for remedies, for fragrance, and for tea. You could plant a tea garden and go out into your garden and have your own herbal teas. You could plant a remedy garden and have remedies. You can plant a culinary garden and get your parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, and then some, and then some, and then some. And today we do have a few ginkgo trees for sale, which are rare and amazing and fun to have in your garden. We not only buy some herbs for this, but our members bring herbs from their own gardens, so you have homegrown herbs that are going to work well in your climate here in New England. Oh, I used to have a local television show series called Herb's Daughter, Dottir, which is the Icelandic spelling of daughter, because my father's name was Herb. And in the Nordic countries, they don't have last names like we do. They go by it's a patronymic system. They go by the father's first name. So if you know someone whose name is Anderson or Sanderson, he's the son of Anders or Sanders. And girls are like Olga Svensdotter. So I'm Norma Herb's daughter. Here we are at Elm Bank in Wellesley, and this is the New England unit of the Herb Society's teaching herb garden, and people are invited to come and to learn about all the different kinds of herbs that grow here. We have a medicinal garden, we have a biblical herbs from the Bible, we have sage garden, a Native American garden, a ground cover garden, etc., etc. So it's a great place to come and learn about herbs. But in the center we have the ginkgo tree, and it's called ginkgo biloba because the leaves have a little like this, a split in the middle of the leaf. It has two lobes. This may be one of the first trees on Earth. It was alive during the time of Tyrannosaurus rex, and there's a boy tree and a girl tree, but the average life of a ginkgo tree is 1,000 years. So you don't really know if you have a boy or a girl until it's a lot older. I mean, right now, this is just a teenage tree. But the girl tree has the stinkiest nuts you can imagine. And if one falls on your head or you step into a pile of them, you cannot believe it. It smells worse than a kitty litter. However, Asian people love the ginkgo nuts. They actually wait to collect them, and then they soak them till the outer shell falls off, and the inner shell is nutritious and has medicinal properties. But what happens with the ginkgo tree is that in the spring, like now, the leaves are lime green, and then in the fall they turn lemon yellow. And when they're lemon yellow, they fall to the ground, almost all of them within a week. And it's like thousands of butterflies falling to the ground. It's really a beautiful tree. The medicinal property is that it actually is said to improve your peripheral circulation to your fingers, your toes, your head. College kids take ginkgo biloba capsules to right before an exam to improve the short-term memory. And so it does improve your circulation. For guys, there's another place that it circulates, which we won't go into because television. But you can read up on it. Anyway, I'm writing a children's story right now called Ginkgo, Stinko, and Dino, and it's with a little bit of homework. I was wondering, why would a tree have stinky nuts, so stinky? And it went back to the fact that at the time of Tyrannosaurus Rex, they were meat-eating dinosaurs, and there weren't really a lot of things for them to eat. And besides, T-Rex had little hands and couldn't always reach out to catch that other dinosaur, so they had to eat dead dinosaurs. So dead dinosaurs were stinky. So I'm thinking that, this is my guess, the T-Rex was walking by a female ginkgo tree, and it was like, what's that? Food. And would grab the ginkgo nuts and just pop them, and wouldn't have to chew them because it was so big, he just swallowed it. But wherever the dinosaur went, he pooped out ginkgo seeds, and ginkgo trees grew everywhere that the dinosaur was. So that's my guess.
Well, our niche seems to be maple off the breakfast table. Of course, we make a lot of maple syrup. We sell that by the different grades too. But I get real excited with our sauces and rubs, and we grind a lot of sugar. Kind of value added an unpredictable crop so that I can do farmers markets all year long. We do farmers markets mostly in the summertime. We have a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, and a big market on Saturdays here in Waltham. We actually grow all the fruits and berries in our jams, make a boodle of maple syrup. There's a lot of work that goes into it. We have a pretty high-tech vacuum system in the woods, and it's delivered to my sugar house all on tubing. And my wife and I run the whole 4,200 tap operation ourselves, so we have a lot of labor-saving devices, but we're still wood-fired, which is the tradition, and we don't have reverse osmosis. We have fast equipment.
I grow everything myself. It's always been my goal to plant and propagate from my own yard so I don't have to purchase elsewhere. And I just love propagation, and I love native stuff, and I love the weird stuff. We also make, my husband, I'll give him credit for that. He does green roof bird houses, bat houses, butterfly and ladybug houses, as well as makes me other wooden planters and raised beds for handicap and elderly, all made out of red cedar. And I make some concrete figurines for the garden and some bird baths. I do most of the shows, but if people want to come to my home, I never discourage that. They can give me a call and they can stop in. I have 5 greenhouses on my property. One that's all winter hardy stuff. The others are cactus and succulents, which I do a lot with those. We do a lot of shows for cactus and succulents. I grow odd annuals, odd perennials, and shrubs.